Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here. Welcome back for some Mechwarrior Online news. There's an 8v8 quick play test event going on right now. And I say right now because it is Monday, March 21st, and this kicked off actually Friday without really a whole lot of fanfare. No one really knew about it. And then on top of that, let's just go in details first before I give my personal opinion on this. This weekend, they'll be changing quick play to 8v8. Now, the one question I have with this is, have they been able to do this ever since, or was there some back-end stuff that allowed them to change this on the fly? It says, why are we doing this? We're compiling some gameplay and server data for the event mode queue design. Yes, we're working on an event queue, which we'd all know about if it was on the roadmap. We're also interested to see what you guys think of 8v8 compared to 12v12, so please leave a comment in this thread. We have a lot of comments to talk about on this one. If you do not enjoy it, keep in mind quick play will go back to normal after this weekend. We also saw that last time with Soup Q, and then we got Soup Q. Just going to toss that out there. All right, so there's been an update, obviously, a lot of feedback. Let's go ahead and dive into that feedback. And this, of course, is coming from Matt. Said, I wanted to address some concerns and feedback we've received with AP8. Yes, we're aware we should have provided some heads up to this event. Apologies on that. This was PGI initiative for data purposes, see below, and not Cauldron. Suggestion. Again, with this is what data? What secrets are you keeping? Why not just tell us what you're collecting, and that would be nice. Is it population? I don't know. It just be open about it. There's no what secrets. We're past secrets. This is not permanent. It'll end the patch, but Tuesday on 10 a.m. Pacific. But you were interested in knowing what we thought about it, so it's not permanent, but you're questioning like, hey, do you guys like this? While there has been discussion in the past regarding reverting quick play back to the original AV8 we had at launch, this event is specifically for gathering data for upcoming event queue mode. More on that coming soon. That being said, if the discussion of permanently reverting back to MV8 were to come up again, we're now gathering more recent data and feedback. Again, with the wordage here, it's like, well, okay. Yes, we understand fourth-person groups have a lot of influence in 12v12 matches and even more in AV8. Yeah, instead of 1/3, now they are 50%. Some have expressed concerns that we'll launch this event while running 2 other events with match score requirements. They'll be added in 7 days. After this event, I'll post new feedback throughout and forum. So, okay. Cool that they did this, but for the wrong reasons. Obviously, I think a lot of people are excited, like, oh, AV8 testing. Here's my the pros about it. Cool. Looks like they can taste they can taste AV8. Looks like they can test AV8 relatively easy. What has it done to the matches? I've only played 1 match so far, but I've played 8v8 before. I knew exactly what it was going to do. It's different. It's just a different methodology to balancing the game and matches. Do you want 8v8 or do you want 12v12? It's fundamentally going to change how the games are played. Does quick play need to be AV8? Will that help with Matchmaker? And speaking of Matchmaker, this is where this test sort of falls short. And I wish Matt and Darren would have put a little bit more forethought into it, unless maybe this was the only possible solution. Again, we don't really know what kind of information they're gathering, but what falls short is they didn't make any matchmaking adjustments. You can still take a 4-man out there with the tonnage requirements. I don't like the fact that they're asking, how do you like 8v8 compared to 12v12? Well, we don't know. And the reason we don't know is you didn't make any matchmaker or tonnage changes. So you're getting a very skewed perspective. I've talked about this a lot in the past. PGI has to determine what they want as far as what quick play is supposed to be. Is quick play supposed to be all encompassing, you know, like you can have groups and solos together? Do you just want to sort of throw balance out the window and you care more about just player enjoyment? And what I mean by that is being able to have bigger group sizes, so forth and so on, or a lot of tonnage and all that. They have to decide on that. Now, I understand, and I've said this before, that I think quick play should go back to just being as balanced as it can be, reduce group sizes. Even at 12v12, I still think group sizes should be no more than 3-man groups. But Phil, my lances, I don't care about your desire to play in a lance. I care more about balance on a dying game. That's what I care about. So, you know, that's how I look at it. Now, before you're like, well, then what would I do with my bigger groups? That's where faction play. But this is also a commitment to from PGI of saying, hey, if we take away your 4-man groups, you're going to be able to have those bigger group and group experience and faction play or whatever faction play is, but they can't even commit to that. So as far as this test, I feel like, one, it's a little weird that they flipped it on. What data are you gathering? We'd like to know. And then on two, don't ask for the experience, because the experience from what I've read on Reddit, my Discord, Twitter, and other streams is that people have had very, very wide mixed feelings about this. Very negative feelings, like to the point that they don't want to play until Tuesday, to other people saying, well, I actually like it. It sort of encourages more, group work and so forth. That isn't something that you like to see. You'd rather see everybody trending of like, yes, this is positive. I think if they were to do this test in the future, they would actually see a better result if they took those things in mind, which is tonnage for groups, group size. You guys need to shit or get off the pot. What are you doing here with groups? Do you care about balance, or do you care about player choice? If it's player choice, again, I still feel like you have to reduce it down to 2 or 3 mans if it's going to be 8v8. But in future 8v8 testing, I think is fine. Another big problem that I haven't brought up yet is the game itself. Is the game balanced for, and I'm talking about maps, game modes for 8v8? We've gone from some maps like Canyon Network still remaining about the same to maps like Polar that are huge. And how does that affect gameplay, especially with spawn locations and cap points? When you have less players, that puts more emphasis on the individual player. If you thought losing one player was bad in 12v12, what happens when you lose one in 8v8? Well, it sucks. Trust me, we've been here before. We used to have 8v8. We all know, for those that have been around. So it just puts more emphasis on capture points, their locations. It puts more influence on the map design, again, how big they are, and the movement and stuff like that. But as far as overall, I don't think this is a bad thing. And I hopefully this doesn't mean like I'm throwing shade here, but I just felt like it's a long test. That's like multiple days of people potentially not enjoying this game. And then on top of that, at the end, they've had some DNS stuff. It's out of their control. And I bet you they'll extend the other event as well. But 8v8 quick play weekend, again, it should have been more of like, hey, we need to test something, so we're going to 8v8. This is the metrics we're testing, and this is why it's important for us to do it. Instead of just this, hey guys, we're testing things, it's secrets, and hey, what do you guys think about 8v8 and 12v12? Well, I've already said my piece on that. There's no reason for secrets. Just be honest, guys. Like Matt, Darren, I don't know. Just say, hey, we're testing. If it's like, hey, we want to know player numbers, just be honest and open. I don't know what this is. This is not a taste of it's not a taste, again, taste. It's not a test of 8v8. This is more of a whatever you're doing in the background, collecting whatever information. So just be open, honest. I don't think we care. You could have been like, we're counting chickens. As long as we know and we knew it wasn't really a 8v8 test, a serious test, then no one really cares. But at the end, it still allows us to play the game. But in my opinion, I'm not for or against 8v8 or 12v12. But I've said my piece on 8v8. I don't think it solves a lot of the things that people think it does. And what I mean by that is you have fundamental issues with mech imbalances, maps, game modes, map imbalances. That doesn't solve anything when you get to AV8. Now, I will concede that, yes, it's less firepower on the battlefield, which you are right, it is. But outside of that, it doesn't solve the imbalances of mechs, scaling, and anything like that. And it also puts more emphasis on the individual players. Maybe that's what we need. I don't know. I'm okay with having that discussion, but I'm not going to fanboy and say it solves everything. I don't know. So that's a discussion for another time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and comment down below. What are your thoughts? Did you enjoy this? Did you feel like the matches were better or worse? Again, I'd like to know from your perspective. I have my perspective. I'd like to know from you. And don't forget, if you do like this, make sure to join this kind of discussion on Discord. Again, I'll have a link down in the description below for all the things if you guys want to help support the channel, including merch store and Patreon and so forth and so on. Make sure to join us on a live stream Monday through Friday, 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern, over at twitch.tv/NGNGTV. I hope to see you there. It's a great time, and we'll see you on the next video. Until next time.